How do you even begin to capture the true essence of a nation as massive and dynamic as India? Well, sometimes the best way to do it is to just zoom in on a single day. We're about to see just how much 24 hours can tell us about a country that's always on the move.
It's a totally fair question. I mean, what can one day really tell us about a nation of 1.4 billion? Turns out, a whole lot. The last 24 hours painted this fascinating picture of modern India, a country celebrating big wins, building its future, and, standing its ground on the world stage.
So let's kick things off with those moments of collective pride. The events that brought pretty much the entire country together, from the absolute roar of a stadium to the quiet wonder of looking up at the night sky.
It all comes down to this one number, 4. With an absolutely fantastic victory in the Asia Cup final, India's men's hockey team has now won the title 4 times. That's a new record.
And listen, this wasn't just any win. They put on a commanding 4-1 performance against South Korea in a super high-stakes final. This victory doesn't just bring home the trophy, it also punches their ticket straight to the 2026 Hockey World Cup. It was just a real display of resilience after some nail-biting matches earlier in the tournament.
And on the very same day that stadiums were just erupting with cheers, the nation's attention shifted upward. From the roar of that crowd to the silent awe of a spectacle everyone could share in the night sky.
We're talking about a total lunar eclipse, what a lot of us call a blood moon. It's that amazing phenomenon when the Earth slides right between the sun and the moon, casting this huge shadow and giving the moon that incredible kind of eerie reddish glow.
And this is just a perfect example of how science can create a real national moment. The blood moon was visible all across the country, and for anyone who couldn't get a clear view, the Indian Institute of Astrophysics made sure everyone could be part of it, broadcasting these stunning live streams from its key observatories. A moment of science and wonder, shared by millions. Pretty cool.
All right, so from those shared national moments, let's turn to the engine that's really driving India forward. That daily hum of business, policy, and economic growth.
So, a huge story on the economic front was the arrival of a major new player in the electric vehicle market. And this move, it signals some serious international confidence in the Indian economy.
The Vietnamese electric vehicle maker VinFast officially launched in India, rolling out 2 of its electric SUVs, the VF6 and the VF7. Now, this isn't just about some new cars on the road. It's a massive strategic move into one of the fastest-growing auto markets in the entire world. It just goes to show you the power India has to attract major international investment.
At the exact same time, the government was laser-focused on domestic policy. A major new campaign around GST reforms kicked off, and it's designed to get the ruling party aligned and to educate the public. The whole goal is to make sure that everyone, from top officials all the way down to local traders, understands the changes to one of the country's most important tax systems. Okay, so we've seen celebration, we've seen economic maneuvering. For our final section, let's look at how India is presenting itself on the world stage, with a newfound and pretty assertive confidence. And wow, this quote from Congress MP Shashi Tharoor just perfectly captures the mood. He was responding to Western criticism, especially about India's dealings with Russia, and his message was crystal clear and direct. India has nothing to apologize for. That signals a very, very firm stance in its foreign policy.
So it's really crucial to understand both sides of this pretty complex issue. On one hand, India's stance is that its oil imports from Russia are a matter of non-negotiable energy security. And they're also quick to point out, like Tharoor did, that European nations have actually sent way more money to Russia. But then, on the other hand, you have some Western critics accusing India of undermining sanctions, and sometimes the idea of more tariffs gets floated as a pressure tactic. It's a huge geopolitical balancing act.
And you can see this balancing act so clearly in its relationship with the U.S. While the headlines might be talking about a warmer tone and those strong Trump-Modi ties, there's a lot more going on. As Tharoor reminds us, beneath that surface-level friendliness, there are some lingering issues. He says that India can't just forget and forgive past tariff disputes and insults. So it's a relationship that's built on both strategic partnership and, well, a very clear-eyed memory of past friction.
So there you have it. That's our snapshot. A single day of triumph on the hockey field, collective wonder at the cosmos, smart economic plays, and a defiant stance in global politics. It really shows a nation that's just brimming with confidence and complexity. Which, of course, leaves us with the big question. As India balances all of this, the celebration, the growth, and the global friction, what role will it choose to play next?